leg is like too long. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
You gotta look in the
Oh,
camera.
you learned that?
Yeah, because then I like would watch myself.
You were looking
back.
at yourself.
Yeah, and I was like, I look pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to start this.
You haven't practiced.
I haven't practiced at all. Welcome to another video. I have someone. So I had someone ask me about PT interviews because we have interviews at Alabama State this next week or two away. So I was giving them advice, but I haven't gone through interviews. They just started doing interviews this past year, so I thought I'd ask Nini.
Yeah.
Insert her handle information.
Call me Nini. N-I-N-I-I. I hope you do too, because I'm going to need you to give me some followers.
I don't have many, so I don't have many, so.
Anyways.
Okay. So the first thing is, when you're doing PT interviews, the first thing you need to know is that it's slightly different from a job interview, but if you've gotten a job before, you're probably a leg up on the competition because you know what to expect.
That's true.
So why don't you tell us an overview of your process? Like, did you have like one-on-one interviews? Like, what did you do? What were you thinking going into it?
So, for the interview process was interesting because, you know, she is a year ahead of me at the same PT school. So, you know, I wanted to automatically go to her for advice, but I couldn't because they hadn't had an interview process yet like that. So, you know, before the interview, I was just kind of thinking, oh man, like she was saying, is it going to be as similar to a job interview? What questions are they going to ask me? How long is it going to take? Just all these questions in my mind. But what actually ended up happening was, so there was a group of about 50 of us together, and they had about like 2 different interview days, and for each group, you know, they would take people around and show us the school, kind of like a tour, and after the tour, we would end up in a classroom where it was functioned as a waiting room, so then we would wait to hear our name called, and we would enter one of the mini rooms that they had with a professor that teaches at Alabama State, or someone who's on the board there, or even a third-year physical therapy student. And the questions that they asked, like, it really had nothing to do with physical therapy school. They were really trying to understand what kind of person you are, you know, your character, what you'll bring to the program, what they can expect from you, like that kind of thing. So the most, I guess, PT specific question they asked was, how well could you handle stress? Questions like that answered in your head already, so that you don't have to look like you're thinking of an answer going you know.
Cool. I zoned out a little bit because I saw a ladybug, but
I did too. I was trying not to look at it, but I saw it.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask you
Right there.
Yeah. We have a lot of ladybugs here. Oh yeah, you were talking about like the kind of questions that they asked you. I remember I did tell you, like, when you were writing your admission stuff, to do to go to the mission statement for Alabama State. So was that helpful, like,
yes,
knowing that already when you went into the interview?
Yes, I'm glad she said something about that. That did help because that kind of factors into you being prepared for any type of question that they'll ask, and that'll definitely be something that they would be like, oh, he or she knows that? Oh, she wants to be here. She cares about going to this school.
Yeah. I feel like that helps you align yourself with the school's mission too. It's kind of like when you go into a job interview and you look at like what the company is about and what they do, you can already like align yourself with their values, so they can think like, oh, this person's going to be a good fit for me, as much as like, what was the thing? That like you're going to fit the place as much as the place is going to fit you. So,
right
yeah, I see it. I remember you talking about how like you and some of your classmates got dressed for it, and you were like, oh, yikes, like, oh. What was that about?
Okay, so I feel like we were told, like, it was really vague term. It was like business. So business can be a multitude of things. So I'm thinking, a nice blouse and a skirt or just pants of some sort. The only reason why I said yikes to myself is because there were people with like briefcases. I don't know what was in the briefcase. Pantsuits,
Hopes and dreams.
That shoot, my hopes and dreams are my pot suits, skirt suits, and none of those are bad. I don't want anyone to think that, but I definitely was caught off guard. So just be sure you present yourself in the best way possible, and if that means a skirt suit, work that skirt suit. If it's a pantsuit, wear the pantsuit. But just be sure that you are sharp. I wish that was something I would have done better.
Do you feel like what you wore like kind of played on like your confidence in the interview? Like, if you like saw what other people were wearing?
For me, no, but it definitely depends on what kind of person you are, because I guess maybe if you're not as confident within yourself, maybe that would play a factor into it. But I went in there like, I'm going to get this spot. I don't care if I'm wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt.
So if I had walked in there thinking like, okay, this is what I should wear, and then everybody else was like off the runway, I would have been like, how long is the intermission?
Oh my god.
I live down the street.
Oh, I thought you meant how did it play into answering the questions?
Oh, well, I mean yeah, how did it carry over?
I mean, I think it would have definitely been better for me to be wearing a skirt suit, but that didn't happen, and you know what? It's still okay.
And she still got in.
I'm in, you know what I'm saying? So just, even if something happens and you're like, dang, I didn't do that, don't let them know that you're feeling a certain way. Still walk in there as confident as if you're wearing a pantsuit.
I'm kind of sorry. Are you hot?
No, I'm actually good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, but you made me think about your story about one of our professors. How you when you said that. Or do you want to tell it?
You got it. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't bring other people into it. There's hard to.
Great, thanks for coming out today.
That was so fake. Do it again. Do it again.
That's my.
Cut this one out.
Thanks
for coming today.
She brings this part of my personality out.
Okay.
You could have been stopped watching the video now.
Now we're just hanging out. Now we're just talking.
This is what a I feel like this is what a viral video is made out of. This authenticity.
Dang, that was informative, and I like the little effects she did.
Sure, why not?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
That's
Alright,
enough.
that's it. Alright, well, that's all we really have.
Okay. Do it again.
Okay, yeah, so
I try to put makeup on, even though I'm only going to take this off. Feel self-conscious. I'm just like, you can see bags in my eyes, you can see my dark spots, because I don't put on makeup, and people have.
let me stop this.
Yeah, it's been 15 minutes.
We really stopped at 7, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But okay. That's it.